Hello and welcome to the Holly Meredith Show. I've been away for a while, reconnoitering the scenery, as they say, and I have to tell you, we are in a lot of trouble. In other words, we are in deep shit, up to our ears in it. Donald Trump, thank all the gods for him, is running for president. Whether or not he succeeds in his venue, the fact of the matter is, he is the last best hope for America as we have known it. Our beautiful country is under attack, as I've been saying for more than 2.5 years, is under attack from within. At the moment, we have a anti-constitutional, anti-American Muslim masquerading as our president. And the things he does, the decisions he makes, harm the country and its citizenry every day in every way. And to compound this egregious error, this egregious decision made to put Mr. Obama in our White House, our entire Congress, all of them, are all one party, dedicated to one thing only, their pocketbooks. Their entire reason for being, their raison d'etre, as it were, is to rob Americans of every cent they can get out of you and then shorten your lifespan with the criminal Obamacare pretend health bill. We have Republicans and Democrats that are not either one. We have acolytes of the king. And why do they love Obama so much? Because he continues to give them more power and more money into their lives than has ever been seen on the planet. I'm sure that you realize by now that our police force and our military are both under attack from jihadists from around the world. We just had 5 of our military shot down in cold blood by a lunatic jihadist in Tennessee because they didn't have their arms on them. Because thanks to Bill Clinton, our military is not allowed to be armed when they're on base. Can you say stupid? Of course our military should be armed when they're on a base. They're military. They're trained in how to handle their arms. They know what they're doing a lot better than the thugs running around Chicago, Philadelphia, and Louisiana. They're not trained. They're just criminals. They get their hands on guns. And oh, by the way, remember Eric Holder and Fast and Furious? The latest atrocity committed by an illegal alien who should not be here to begin with was using one of the guns that supposedly Fast and Furious sold to the Mexican drug cartel. Supposedly? Can you spell definitely? All right, back to Donald Trump. My producer suggests that I show you this, and I'm going to show it to you for a reason. There is a reason we have a Second Amendment. If you have never read the Constitution, you're too stupid to be an American. You need to read your Constitution. It is the most simple document ever written by man. A 4th grader could read it and understand it. You don't need it to be interpreted. What a crock. Especially by a Supreme Court that is made up of communists. How do you think they're going to interpret it? Or, as Ginsburg once famously said, the Constitution is whatever we say it is. That should be a slap in your face, right? Please note, the Second Amendment that we have guarantees that we have the right to be armed. And if you read your Constitution, you will see in it clearly, in black and white, in letters that are legible, the reason the Second Amendment exists is to protect the citizenry from their government. That is exactly what it says in our Constitution. In order to protect the citizenry from its government. And that is why we certainly do need it today. We may find ourselves in definite need of it. Just look at Venezuela. Venezuela, where Hugo Chavez once ruled. Thank God, God took him away with cancer. Hugo Chavez has destroyed an incredibly beautiful country, very rich country, where gasoline is only 50 cents a gallon because they're sitting on unbelievable amounts of it. So you would think that a country that has unlimited quantities of oil would be able to provide for its population, which is not even a very large one. You would think they would be able to do a very good job, but no, because like in every communist country that has ever been on the face of the planet, only the top 1% get to live really, really, really well off the sweat, toil, and death of all of their citizens. And when I come back from my break, allow me to give you a little bit more information about why Donald Trump is our last and best and maybe only hope. Hello and welcome back to the Holly Meredith Show. As you can tell, I'm passionate. I am. I love my country. I love America. I love everything about America. Are we perfect? Hell no. Should we be perfect? No. Have we done more for the entire planet than everybody else combined for the last 300 years? Yes. Now, Donald Trump is doing his best to become a president of this country. He has everybody against him. When I say that, I mean literally everybody. The communist media has spent the last 3 weeks doing its utmost, and I include Fox in that because they've gone over to the dark side about 3.5 years ago when a majority interest was purchased by a Muslim. That tells you all you need to know. They have all been spending every minute of every day starting at 6:18 a.m. and going on until they sign off at night, lambasting Donald Trump. Why is that? Well, you can't buy him. He's paying for this campaign with his own money. You can't tell him what to do because if you don't have donors, they don't have any strings attached to you. Although he has given money to both parties in the past, he is a New York businessman, and the only way you survive in New York is by giving money to everybody whose hand is waved in front of you. That's what New York is all about. Money, money, money. The only God that New York knows is Mammon. Donald Trump is trying to do the right thing for the country again, which is why he's being excoriated by Democrats, by Republicans, by the media, by the lobbyists, and indeed by other countries such as Mexico, because he tells the truth, because he has been brokering deals worldwide for the last 40 years. If he tells you he can get along with Vladimir Putin, you know what? I believe him. Vladimir Putin is a man, a real man, and he will appreciate talking to another man, not a whatever it is that inhabits our White House. He will get along with Vladimir Putin because he's already done deals in Russia. This man builds golf courses, he builds hotels, he has all kinds of business dealings everywhere, all over the world, and he has become a billionaire because he is very good at it. What does our wonderful country need almost more than anything? We need an American. We need a businessman. We need jobs. We need pride and self-respect. We need somebody who doesn't bow to anybody. We're Americans. We don't bow to people. And we certainly don't bow to Saudi Arabia, who had most of the people in our 9/11 fiasco came from Saudi Arabia, in case you forgot. They're not exactly what I would call our friends. In fact, they're definitely our enemies. Donald Trump puts all this out there for anybody to hear. He doesn't care. He's going to be doing a debate this Thursday, and you should definitely watch it. Because I fear, as I've said many, many times before, that most people in this country don't pay any attention to anything worthwhile. Whenever you go and watch the shows that ask people on the street about their country, they know nothing. You know nothing, as Jon Snow would say in the Game of Thrones. You know nothing. And if you know nothing, how can you possibly change anything? You need to get educated. You need to stop listening to the bullshit that is fed you by your media, keeping you like a mushroom, kept in the dark and fed bullshit. Will grow a very large, very stupid mushroom. We have a chance, diminishing by the day, not to be Venezuela or Greece. We have a chance to get our beautiful republic back. And by the way, in case most of you don't know, and most of you don't know, we're not a democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a republic, which is completely different, and by the way, much better. We have turned, well, we haven't. The atrocity in our White House has turned its back on Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel and have thrown Israel to the wolves. In case you don't know, and I'm sure you don't, this latest fiasco of a deal with Iran makes the United States the protectors of Iran against Israel. Yes, it does. And oh, by the way, according to it in the White House, the UN trumps our Constitution. And again, you don't know this because you don't pay any attention. Our Congress has yet to read it. Our Congress has yet to see it. Our Congress hasn't been allowed to read it. And when exactly in our history was our Congress allowed to read anything that our supposed potentate, call him by his first name, King Obama, whenever was that allowed to happen? Allowed to read it? UN has superciliousness over it? What country is this? You better pay attention. You better watch the debates on Thursday. You better get your money out of your bank. The Greeks learned that the hard way. And you better understand that we are under assault from within. As Nikita Khrushchev says, who by the way now lives in San Francisco, as Nikita Khrushchev said, seriously, not one shot will be fired for America to fall. America will come down from within. And that's just about where we are. I'm getting ready to close my show. Again, I apologize if I seem to be a little bit in your face. Not really. I am really in your face. I want you, please, to understand, over the past several months, I have not been on air as much as I have been before because I've been trying my very best to glean as much information as possible that I can then share with you so that you can be knowledgeable about your country. This is where you live. This is where your children live. This is where your grandchildren live. This is where your parents live if they're allowed to live past 76, thanks to Obamacare, which, by the way, is the cutoff date in Obamacare for cancer treatments. If you get to be 76 and you have cancer and you manage to get there, you're only going to get pain pills. You're not going to get any more treatment. Yes, you're not. Anyway, just in case, I want you to understand what is going on and why you haven't seen me as much as you have before. You are going to see me, and when you see me, the information that you will glean from me will be accurate, truthful, passionate, devastating, and worth listening to. So again, I'll close my show with this. The Second Amendment and the First Amendment are here for a reason. George Washington knows how we feel. It's why he did what he did. The Second Amendment was put into our Constitution expressly for the purpose of protecting us against our government.